Bulginaka, do you know that cybercrime is becoming a growing problem in Fiji?
Cybercrime is defined as a crime in which a computer is the object of the crime, such as hacking and spamming.
Cybercrime is also cyberbullying and using fake profiles to cause panic and spreading false news.
If you're involved in this or know anyone who's committing these crimes, report them immediately.
I'm Polly.
And I'm Peter.
We host the Traffic Jam Show on City FM.
From 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. every weekday.
Do the right thing.
In this bulletin, tourism industry welcomes vaccination. SADALPA begins hunt for new general secretary. And more than $200 million in relief payouts.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Atera Lendua.
The Ministry of Health confirms 35 students of Dinbandu Memorial School in Samabula fell ill yesterday after they consumed something during a classroom birthday celebration. It is alleged that they fell sick after consuming chocolate. 2 students remain in hospital while others were treated and sent home. Permanent Secretary Dr. James Fong says he has received an initial report and they're conducting further tests. Dr. Fong says they need to hold discussions with the school management and the people involved. He confirms all the students, including the 2 under observation, are in good health.
Nothing serious. Okay. Yeah, nothing serious. They just went through the normal observation, and from the reports I got yesterday, nobody has anything serious.
The COVID-19 vaccinations will be administered without any cost to Fijians, says Health Minister Dr. Efremi Wangai-Nambete. The vaccination campaign was rolled out yesterday with 10 frontline workers receiving the jabs. Dr. Wangai-Nambete says even though the government may have to pay for the procurement of additional doses in the coming months, the costs will not be passed on to the people.
It's all free. I mean, we made it very clear that we want to vaccinate everyone in the eligible age group, so 18 and above, and also we want to offer both the doses, because certainly giving the second dose actually increases the efficacy of the vaccine.
COVID-19 vaccinations have signaled a new beginning for the tourism industry and the possibility of thousands of people getting their jobs back. Fiji Hotel and Tourism Association Chief Executive Natasha Lockington says the vaccinations are the first critical step towards recovery. Lockington adds the association understands the importance of maintaining Fiji's COVID-19 contained status, and the country continues to be recognized as a safe destination. She adds that the pace of recovery of the tourism industry is directly linked to how quickly the majority of our population gets vaccinated. Lockington says they will also have more discussions on enhancing efficiencies, reducing costs, and providing innovative solutions to help tourism recover. 24 American students who recently arrived in Fiji have praised the Fijian government for its efforts in containing COVID-19. This is the first batch of international students who have been given the green light to visit Fiji after almost a year of border restrictions. Travel Well Fiji project manager Lemba Ndingitaki says the students were astonished by the efforts of frontline workers and the disciplined forces strictly monitoring the COVID-19 protocol.
They were very surprised that a country such as Fiji, a developing country, has a very successful COVID protocol. And for them coming from a bigger country, that for them is an eye-opener. And they were very, very, they appreciated the government of the day, taking the extra steps to actually keep the public safe.
The Fiji National Provident Fund has so far paid out $234.8 million under the COVID-19 Relief Assistance Program. Acting Chief Executive Viliame Wondanaivalu says of this, $109.8 million was topped up by the government, while $125 million was paid from the members' fund. Wondanaivalu says Phase 2, Round 4 is the continuity for members still on leave without pay due to COVID-19 or unemployed from October 2019. He adds final payment remains for Phase 2, Round 4, which will be dispersed next Tuesday. He also highlighted the extension of relief phases.
Following government's confirmation, the COVID-19 withdrawal relief for phase 2 and 3 have been extended to June. Phase 3 and 4 will open next week on the 15th of March 2021.
The Social Democratic Liberal Party is planning the recruitment of its new General Secretary after the resignation of Emilien Duitu Turanga. Party leader William Ngaboka says Duitu Turanga was instrumental in returning SEDELPA to Parliament, and it is sad to see her leave. General Secretary Lenaitasi Nduru will be acting in the position until a new appointment is made within a month. The party will have a board meeting next week to discuss the process of recruiting the new General Secretary.
Within 30 days, we should have a new GS. But in the meantime, Mr. Lenaitasi Nduru is standing in. He has been understudying MLA. He's been the Deputy General Secretary over a number of months, and a very capable operative.
Itoke land leases generate $43.4 million annually. Prime Minister Borenge Bainimarama made the revelation after claims on social media that Itoke land is not safe in the hands of the government. Bainimarama says there are over 47,000 Itoke land leases under various arrangements. 30% of Itoke leases are for agriculture, covering 166,000 hectares.
This land is used to plant sugarcane, livestock farming, root crops, rice farming, vegetable farming and other plants. Other leases include housing, businesses and tourism. This is part of the TLTB's programs to help generate income for landowners.
Up ahead, postponement of Rugby World Cup a blessing for Fijiana, and Tailevu Naitasiri suffers first defeat.
Oira na ngwane no de nunu enda bisi ni mataka.
Mersu sunga da kena loma dina kena mikron.
Sakena ngau na mitaro bina no na baksa ngai ka wala loma takina ngwane. Dalabina oya o meliki.
Bulre oya o Samuel Samuli.
Nama kikira enda be mataka.
Oniti kena makarombuka.
Ni waitini kalima na miniti me ono kina tiri na kaloko. Ena Radio Fiji One na ndomo ibiti.
Indaw kina na mataka. Dan ramay na singabo.
The postponement of the Rugby World Cup 2021 is an advantage for the national men's and women's sevens teams preparing for the Olympic Games. World Rugby postponed the tournament to next year, which means the Fijiana 15s will have to wait a little longer for their World Cup debut. However, the postponement may benefit the Fijiana sevens. Aquila Dama has more.
The postponement may be disappointing, but in a way, it's a blessing in disguise for the Fijiana Sevens Olympic preparations.
We've come a long way since the new year, 2021. Far so good in terms of our prep and how we want to align ourselves, covering all our blocks of training, going towards the Olympic in July.
With no test matches confirmed, all resources and time will be directed to both the national team's pathway to the Olympics.
Our main focus now will be on the preparation of that two teams to the Olympics, and it allows the Fijian coaches, Fijian management team to plan and prepare better.
The Olympic Games will be held in Tokyo, Japan from 23rd July to 8th August. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
Fiji is in a position to become a powerhouse in the Netball World Youth Cup at the end of the year. After losing to England in the third and fourth playoffs at the 2017 Netball World Youth Cup in Botswana, Fiji now ranks fourth in the standings. As hosts, the Pearls will have home ground advantage, but the task now falls on individual players to get in line with a program set by head coach Jenny Brazel. With around 20 teams expected to compete, Netball Fiji will need to put together its best to help with the help from new coach Brazel.
Especially with the World Youth Cup at the end of the year, and so that's going to be an area we'll need to look a bit more into in terms of how do they get, given the current situation with COVID, Jen will need to be in touch with their coaches.
Tailevu Naitasiri suffered its first defeat in the Digicel Futsal League Southern Zone last night. The Sushil Singh coached side fell to star-studded Rewa 6-4 in round 4 at the FMF Gymnasium in Suva. Singh says finishing is an area they need to work on before the next match.
Both teams have evenly created chances, but their finishing on the day was better, so they came out winners. So definitely we'll try to work on that area and improve in finishing some of the chances that we have been creating in the game.
Manchester City returned to winning ways in style with a thumping 5-2 win over Southampton today. City moves 14 points clear at the top of the Premier League table. We can expect a generally fine afternoon, followed by a few scattered showers late in the day and overnight. A low-pressure trough to the north of Fiji is expected to bring us more rain by the weekend. That's FBC News now. Join us again at 7 p.m. for our major bulletin. For news you can trust, get the facts from FBC's TV, radio and digital news at fbcnews.com.fj. Take care and good afternoon.
हमारे खूबसूरत देश फिजी में चाइल्ड अब्यूज की घटनाएं आए दिन बढ़ रही हैं।
क्यों बच्चों का मासूम बचपन अब्यूज का शिकार हो जाता है?
अपने बच्चों की सुरक्षा का खास ख्याल रखें।
उनसे बातचीत करें, उनके दोस्तों के बारे में जानें।
आज के बच्चे देश का भविष्य है। मैं दीप्ति
और मैं मोनिश,
आपके हमसफर। शामिल हो जाए हमारे साथ मंडे टू फ्राइडे
5:45 AM से 10 AM तक
रेडियो फिजी 2 देश की धड़कन पर।